Today we're going to talk about another great person in the history of science. His name was Galileo, and he made a number of important discoveries in mathematics, physics, and astronomy. He was born in February 1564 in Pisa, Italy. He was the oldest of his parents' 6 children. His father worked in music, so by studying science, the young Galileo was doing something completely different. When he was 10 years old, the family moved to Florence, and Galileo started getting a proper education. At university he studied medicine, but he was actually interested in a large variety of things. He found that things like physics and mathematics interested him most of all. Because of money problems, however, he had to leave university early, and he didn't graduate with a degree. After he left, he studied mathematics on his own, and earned some money by teaching. At the time, everyone believed in the Catholic Church's traditional view of the universe. This was that God had created everything, and that the earth was at the center of this creation. People thought that the earth was at the center, and that everything else orbited round the earth. They thought the sun and the other planets all moved around the earth. Galileo himself also believed this at first, because this is what he had been taught when he was growing up. In the years that followed, however, his research and experiments made him think that this view of the universe was wrong. He started to criticize the traditional view. Because of this, though, he became unpopular with many people, and he even lost his teaching job. Fortunately, he found another one at the University of Padua, where he taught mathematics and astronomy. He became a very famous teacher and started to get lots of support from other people. During this time, he met a woman, and they had 3 children together. However, the more he talked about the church being wrong, the more danger he was in. He was challenging the authority of the church, and at that time, this could never last long. Galileo had also built his own telescope. At first this was used to look for ships far out at sea. However, the big change came when he used his telescope to look at the night sky. He wrote a book about what he discovered by doing this. He said that the moon was a sphere like the Earth, and that other planets had their own moons too. He also said that the other planets definitely moved around the sun, not around the Earth. In 1616, the Church had finally had enough. They told Galileo not to hold, teach, or defend in any manner a view of the universe that was different to that of the Church. He would be punished if he did. Galileo had a clever idea, though. He wrote a book talking about the different views of the universe, but he wrote it as a conversation between different people. The people all had different views. By writing it in this way, he was trying to give both sides of the argument and trying to let readers decide who they thought was right. However, Galileo obviously had his own opinion on who in the book was right. The book was not as balanced and neutral as it should have been. Galileo was punished and put under house arrest. He was told not to publish any of his books. He didn't publish any more in Italy, but he did in France and Holland. He continued to write under house arrest until his death. Galileo was a great scientist, and he's been called the father of modern science. Over time, the Church couldn't continue to deny the facts. They couldn't continue to deny reality. By 1835, the Church had stopped fighting against the view that the Earth wasn't the center of the universe. It still took them 200 years to catch up, though. By the 20th century, some Church leaders were even saying that Galileo was a great man, and that they regretted how the Church had acted back then. It was not the first time, nor will it be the last time, that religion has argued with science. It's still happening today, with some religious people arguing over how the universe started, or whether evolution is true. But it is scientists like Galileo who improve our understanding of the universe, and they should be celebrated for it.